Hey there, tech fans. In today's video, I'd like to do a quick unboxing and overview of the brand new Insta360 X5 360-degree camera. Now, I know I'm a little bit late with this review. It's been out for a while, but I always like to take a little bit of time to study a product and really understand if it makes a difference between the last generation product and the new one they've just released. And I'm here to tell you, the improvements that are available in the X5 are well worth the wait, and they're well worth the purchase. So you can tell that I've been a fan of Insta360 for a while. I've got the X2 here and the X3 here, and I use these all the time. Matter of fact, my first exposure to Insta360 was at one of the CES shows where I walked up to the booth and they had an original version that was sort of a prototype at the time. And when they explained to me that the camera would record 360 degrees of imaging around the camera, and I looked at it and I was holding it in my hand and I thought, how can that be possible? And then they went a step further and said, and the best part is, we're going to stitch together those two perspectives and eliminate the camera, so it's invisible. I couldn't believe it. And then they came out with the X1, which was a breakthrough camera. Now, 360 cameras have been around for a while. I think the first one was introduced by Ricoh back in 2013, somewhere in that time frame. These guys have been building these cameras since 2018, so we're in our fifth generation with the X5. And what I like so much about Insta360 is they really think about the camera they release, and then when the next one is ready to be released, what can they improve between those generations? What didn't work so well and maybe the one that's out now? Can I improve some of the specifications? Can I improve the durability? Can I improve the way the recording software handles the imaging? And all of that is something they really think about and then improve it in the next release. And this has a lot of advantages over even the X4, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But before I do, I'd like to do a quick unboxing because I've not opened the X5 yet. I can't wait to get this charged up, get outside and start recording some footage. So I promise I'll follow this up with some images and show you how it works and talk about some of the features that are available in this product, because Insta360 is a cool company. They don't just release the camera, they release a ton of accessories that you can use with the camera to really expand its use case. And I'll get into some of those as well. But for now, let's get the box open and take a look at it. Now, I have pulled the wrapper off it, but the box itself is pretty straightforward. It's got a magnetic latch on the side right there. So I'll open it up, and when you open it up, there's the camera right there, and it's got protective covers on the lenses and on the screen on the bottom, and it's got another box with accessories. So let me pull the camera out. Now, one of my pet peeves with the 360 camera is because it's got lenses on both sides, you have to be really careful when you set it down. So make sure you have the hood on the unit when you lay it down so you don't scratch these lenses. Now, I'll get into one of the benefits of the X5. I'll kind of get a little ahead of myself. On the X5, you can actually change these lenses. Whereas on the older versions, if you scratch the lens, which could happen if you dropped it on concrete or macadam, you had to send it back to Insta360 to have that lens changed. On this one, you can actually pop the lens off and pop the new lens on. So it's not only more durable, but it's also easier to change the lens. So I'll just set it down on its side. And then let me open this accessory box here. I'll pull that out and set this over here for now. Now, I have no idea what's in here, but let's take a look. You can see I haven't opened it yet. And if you've already bought the camera, you know what's in here, but let me open it up and take a look. All right, first off, there's a desiccant in there. I always say throw these desiccant out because they look like little salt packets, and you don't want kids getting a hold of this. It's kind of a dangerous thing. There's a full instruction booklet here, got a lot of instructions, which again, if you've never used a 360-degree camera before, the first time you use it, it can be a little intimidating because you're recording a lot of video footage, and then how do you edit it? Now, they have an application you can use to edit it, and they've got actually plugins for Premiere Pro and a few other editing programs, so I'm going to definitely test those out. You get some protective covers there, you get some stickers, you get a warranty card, instruction manual here, safety guidelines, quick start guide, and some contact information as well. So they did a good job of giving you a ton of stuff to read through. Always read through those manuals to make sure you get the best value out of the product. And that's pretty much it for the box. So let me chuck that. What have I got in here? I'm hoping this is a carrying case, which is something I have for the other two. Here we go. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So they give you a really nice Insta360 carrying case, and there feels like something inside there. So let's see what's in there. Oh, some more good stuff inside there. That case is pretty cool. All right, so what else have we got? Charging cable, which is going to be a USB-C to USB-C, I'm assuming. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So you can charge this camera off of any standard USB-C charger. You could probably use a USB-A charger as well, but to charge this quickly, it has 185 minutes of runtime on a fully charged battery. So to charge it fully, you're probably going to want maybe a 65-watt charger that's PD or power delivery compatible, and that'll quick charge the unit. And then what else have I got? A cleaning cloth. Okay, so they gave me a cleaning cloth for the lens. because again, it's a camera, right? So just like with the DSLR, you got to clean the lens. Yep, here we go. Nice little cleaning cloth. Okay, so I've got a lint-free cloth and a few other things. Now, the one thing that doesn't come with it, which I'd suggest you get immediately when you purchase this camera, is a hood that pops on the top. It's like a rubber hood that snaps over the top of it, and that'll protect both lenses. All right, so let's talk a little bit about why the X5 is so cool and why I'm so excited about it. And again, I've been using the 2 and the 3 for a while, and they work great. And I like 360-degree cameras. The challenge with 360 cameras is that, number one, it's a different perspective, because with a DSLR camera or an action camera, you decide what you're recording. So you set it up on a tripod, you make sure you're in the center of the frame if you're doing some kind of selfie thing or you're doing some kind of demonstration, and that's the framing you're getting, what it's looking at. And it's got a pretty wide frame, and some of the action cameras will give you a really wide frame, but you're limited to that frame. So if something happens to the side of the camera or behind it, you're gonna miss that. With a 360-degree camera, it records everything at the same time, which is great because you can't miss anything. You don't have to point the camera in a certain direction. It just records everything. The downside to that is that it records everything. So you've got a lot more work in the editing software, which has been my pet peeve with 360-degree cameras since Insta360 came out with their first version, because I'm getting a little older. I'm not really good at editing things on my phone. I like to have a big screen in front of me, and it can be complicated to decide what the framing looks like, to do your cuts and your blends and all the other things you do. And that's really the work that's involved with a 360-degree camera. So if you go out there in the field, you're recording a bunch of footage, number one, it's gonna take up a lot of space because you're recording more information than you would with a straight camera like a selfie cam, or I should say an action camera. But the editing process gives you a tremendous amount of freedom. And it really gives you the ability to be incredibly creative in that editing process, because there may be times where you're recording something and something interesting happens over here. And if you have a standard DSLR camera, you're gonna miss that. With the 360, you don't. So if you put it on the front of your car and you're driving down a beautiful road at sunset, and all of a sudden there's a deer on the side of the road, the 360 camera can see that. And in the editing, you can shift your perspective to pick up the deer and then shift back to the street in front of you. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let me talk about some basic specs on the camera. The lensing on this camera is better. It's a 1/1.28 image sensor. It's also one of Sony's best sensors, so it's got better low light performance, which means you're gonna get better imaging. It can record 8K footage, which is pretty incredible. Now let me warn you there, 8K footage sounds great, but unless you have a supercomputer, it's gonna be hard to edit 8K footage. You're gonna probably end up rendering it down to 4K footage for publishing on your social media channels or sending to friends. So if you're doing commercial work, it's nice knowing it can record 8K footage, but for me, most of my footage is 4K or in some cases 1080p when I'm posting it online. But knowing I'm getting all that information gives me a lot more detail in the imaging for me to crop it and move it around and do things with it inside. It'll record for 185 minutes on a fully charged battery. Now, I haven't tested that yet. I'm sure that's the best possible length of time you can record, probably in zero gravity of outer space like a lot of those specifications are, but I don't know, 3 hours is a tremendously long time on a single battery to record. This is also waterproof down to 15 meters, so you can take it underwater. It's completely waterproof, again, down to 15 meters. Now, that's 45 feet. Most sport diving, if you're out there snorkeling or diving as like a regular person, 30 feet's about as deep as you're gonna wanna go. If you get down to 60 feet, it starts getting dark down there. So this will handle most of your diving requirements. In addition to that, they have 3 separate AI circuitry built into this, right? And the first one handles image stabilization, so it's incredibly stable. It's got horizon lock, it's got stabilization technology. So even though there's no gimbal on this, if you're moving around a lot, it's gonna digitally stabilize the image. They've also built in a bigger screen on the back, so it's easier for me to make my decisions, see what the framing looks like. The other AI handles the audio, because there are 4 microphones in here that actually record the audio around the camera, and that processes the audio for you. So it does things like clipping, it eliminates the clipping, it also eliminates a lot of the background noise. The digital technology will be able to tell the difference between me talking, noise in the area, and things that I don't want to hear, so it gives you a lot of control over that. And it's got great low light performance as well. So in addition to the better sensors, the imaging package inside here, again, because of the AI, can handle low light filming better, which is something I do an awful lot. And a lot of the other cameras that are out there, if there's not a lot of light, they don't really give you a good image. So this one with the better low light performance is something I really want to start testing. So wonderful camera from that perspective. You've got a standard 1/4" 20 on the bottom. It looks like there's also additional clips that I can put on there. The batteries go on the side. Pretty straightforward. It's very similar to the other models. I think it's a little bit fatter. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker than the X3. I didn't go for the X4 because I shouldn't say this, but I didn't see a big enough difference for me to make the leap. With the X5, I did see a big enough difference. So I'm jumping right from the X3 to the X5. I can't wait to get this outside and testing it. So the last thing I wanted to mention, they have improved the software tremendously. So again, I mentioned before, your challenge is going to be you record all this footage, you get back to your home studio or you get back to your office or whatever, and you want to start editing that footage. How do you do it? Well, in the older versions, you were kind of limited to doing it on your phone through the application or the Insta360 app where you could actually load it up on your computer and edit inside that and then export it and then import it to Premiere. But in a workflow, I'm looking for the smallest amount of steps going forward to get through that editing process quickly. So they've got a new feature on this. It's like a selfie mode feature. It's called Instaframe, where when you set it up, you can decide what you want it to frame. So it acts like an action camera where it'll keep that particular section in frame all the time while still recording everything around it. So it simplifies your recording, which means I don't need to bring an action camera in the field and an Insta360 camera in the field. I can just use this. I can turn on Instaframe, have it focus on me, and I've got the ability to move around just like it had a gimbal inside of it. It's going to keep me in the frame, and it's going to give me great footage. And I know if something happens, if Sasquatch runs through the woods over there, I would normally miss that. With this, I'm going to be able to see that. I can flip the frame over to that side, get that image, and then flip back to me if I need to. So that Instaframe is really a neat feature that Insta360 is built into the camera. In addition to that, they have plugins now, and they've had them for a while for Premiere Pro for both Windows and Mac operating systems. So if you're a fan of Premiere Pro and you edit in there like I do, having that plugin means I can bring that footage in and have some control over it in the standard workflow that I'm doing every day. Now, I know this was a quick video. I really just wanted to get through the unboxing of the basic package to show you what it looks like and show you what comes with it. I will be spending a lot more time testing this. I've got a lot of different clips that I want to do, understanding how the camera works and show you some of the footage. So if you're a fan of this camera, you're curious about it, make sure you stop back. But for me right now, it's a beautiful looking camera. It's heavy duty, nice rubberized exterior, so it's easy to hold on to. And Insta360 has built some incredibly cool products, and this is their latest version, the X5. And again, I'm blown away by the way they think about their technology and mature it with every generation that comes out to make it a better product. And this is not an exception for them. So that's it for today. Thanks an awful lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're curious about this, make sure you stay tuned. So until next time, as always, stay nerdy.